Hello, I'm Lara Kılıçarslan, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Last summer was all about Barbie. Remember those pink looks, playful accessories, and glitter everywhere? Now, Gen Z has declared this season Brat Girl Summer thanks to Charli XCX and her new album, you guessed it, Brat.
Fans have added the songs to their summer playlist and shared on social media the different ways they are channeling their inner brat, from adopting the album's lime green aesthetic by dyeing their hair or drinking green drinks, staying out until the early hours, and of course, listening to Brat on repeat.
But what if I told you that hashtag Brat Girl Summer could be what propels Kamala Harris to the US presidency? The thing is, Gen Z has become a powerful force in civic life, leading social movements and voting at higher rates than previous generations. In the upcoming November election, 40.8 million members of Gen Z will be eligible to vote. However, during Biden's campaign, their enthusiasm was lacking, mainly due to Biden's age. But in the past few days, since Biden withdrew, social media has been buzzing with Brat Girl Summer memes and TikTok stan videos of Kamala Harris.
You must first understand the phrase brat, to be brat. Once you understand brat, you can be the President of the United States. Brat is bold, real, audacious, trend-setting.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
I'm just living that life on Dutch cult classic that I still pop every time my track drops. You're jealous. I'm just living that on repeat. I'm in the cloud, yeah, I'm 365 night girl. Should we do a little pee? Should we have a little? I check it once, then I check it twice. Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
How did we get here? Well, it all started when British pop star Charli XCX tweeted, "Kamala is Brat," shortly after Biden's weekend announcement. Harris quickly embraced Charli's endorsement, revamping her campaign's online presence by jumping on the social media trend. The presumptive Democratic nominee has sprinkled references to the album across her campaign's accounts and renamed her profile Kamala HQ.
And for both parties, having a candidate that can contribute to online meme culture is potentially really important to energise young voters and some older voters. Donald Trump is the king of online memes. If you go on TikTok and scroll, there are millions of Donald Trump fan cams, videos where he looks and sounds really powerful. And this drives his base and drives particularly young guys to be interested in his campaign and get excited about voting for him. It's not the most important factor, but if the Kamala Harris campaign can tap into, either formally or informally, this Brat Girl Summer trend and use that to fuel their meme generation, then it could be really important in energising particularly young women and young people in general to get out and vote in November.
But can Kamala Harris meme her way into the White House? Media outlets are reporting a surge in support for Harris and growing optimism among young voters. So yes, she has won the hearts of many netizens, but Gen Z wants more. They want Harris to call for a ceasefire in Gaza, champion the Green New Deal, and pick a running mate who aligns with their priorities. With her approval rating around 38%, Harris will need her actions to speak louder than her words or memes. And let's also keep in mind that not all Gen Z voters are exclusively Democrats. A new Democratic candidate might energize the youth vote and mobilize some younger potential voters, but Biden's exit still doesn't guarantee a surge of youth support for Democrats. However, Kamala Harris already has some advantages over Donald Trump. At 59, Harris is more energetic and can present a coherent case for her party. She could even use Trump's age against him. Harris could also shore up support from Black voters who have been drifting away from Biden. And if she can combine this with more backing from other minorities and younger voters, it could help her gain ground in crucial swing states. However, her record as VP has been mixed, as she's become the face of some unpopular policies. Republicans will likely try to paint Harris as too untested and risky. Another vulnerability is her track record as a candidate. Her solo run for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination ended poorly due to fumbled interviews, a lack of vision, and a poorly managed campaign. The past 4 weeks have shown how quickly fortunes can shift in the White House race. Harris has reached the biggest stage in American politics. Now she has to prove she can compete. As Americans focus on how November's election might shift national policies, for Gen Z, the government's approach to the climate crisis is a big deal. They've been at the forefront of the climate debate with voices like Gen Z for Change, which started on TikTok supporting Biden and evolved into a youth activism powerhouse. Members like Elise Joshi used the platform to mobilize young people and pushed for environmental action. Most Gen Zs believe that major players from governments to businesses are fueling the climate crisis and doing too little to reduce its effects.
Excuse me for interrupting, but asking nicely hasn't worked out. 1 million young people wrote to the administration pleading not to approve a disastrous oil drilling project in Alaska, and we were ignored. So I'm here channeling the strength of my ancestors and generation. Will the administration stop approving new oil and gas projects and align with youth, science, and frontline communities from the North Slope of Alaska to Louisiana?
China is not our enemy. The climate crisis is. I think you're forgetting that we have the largest military in the world. We spend over $1 trillion every year. And the state, your state of Missouri, is over half the people are in poverty. China is not our enemy. The climate crisis is. We need to be serious about the climate crisis. That is, we need peace and we need diplomacy in Ukraine and with China. We are continuing to have more aggression with China, and we are spending more on our military than 100 countries combined. The climate crisis is our common threat.
2024 has already seen heat records shattered worldwide. Monday was the hottest day ever recorded, according to EU environmental experts. The global average surface air temperature reached 17.15 degrees Celsius, 0.06 degrees higher than Sunday's marginal record. This is a clear sign that our actions are harming the planet. For many places, the highest temperatures since record-keeping began have come in just last 10 to 15 years. Dominic has the details.
India is one of the countries that has had its warmest years on record in the last decade. Public health experts say at least 1,100 people have died every year between 2008 and 2019 due to heat-related complications. The extreme heat has also fueled drought, affecting the country's agricultural sector. At the beginning of this month, Las Vegas in Nevada recorded 48 degrees Celsius for the first time in history. The soaring temperatures are likely to increase the severity, frequency, and extent of wildfires there. According to the United Environmental Protection Agency, on average, about 20% of the land in Nevada has burnt in the last 40 years. In Saudi Arabia, more than 1,300 people died during this year's Hajj pilgrimage in and around the holy city of Mecca. The pilgrims faced extreme temperatures, walking in scorching heat.
Spain is sweltering through its second heat wave of the season.
Sometimes I don't believe what the media tell you, but they did say this weekend in Spain it's going to be one of the hottest days ever for 77 years. And my God, how right are they about that? It is absolutely boiling. I'm keeping my shirt on because I'm absolutely worried I'm just going to burn to a frazzle in this heat.
From Spain's extreme heat to Pakistan's rising temperatures, melting its icy giants. Pakistan has more glaciers than any other country outside the polar regions. But warmer weather is melting the glaciers, causing natural disasters and putting the people who live downstream at risk. Kamran visited one such village where the effects of the climate crisis are clear.
I am in Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan. Behind me is Vulcan Glacier, one of 7,000 glaciers located in the northern areas of Pakistan. The South Asian nation has more glaciers than anywhere else outside the polar regions. That is why it is called a third pole. But these icy giants are under threat. Many glaciers are melting at an unprecedented rate due to rising temperatures triggered by climate change. The glacier behind me has also shrunk quite rapidly in the last 3 years. Locals here blame the climate change.
Summers were not that hot when I was young. There used to be snowfall for about 18 inches. Now there is no sign of snow at all. This means the climate has changed.
Over the last few years, 3,000 glacier lakes have been formed in these mountain ranges of Pakistan. Of these, 33% lakes are declared hazardous, threatening 7 million people living downstream. In 2022, Glacier Lake outburst floods triggered unprecedented devastation in Hunza Valley.
When temperature rises, that melts down and a glacial lake is formed. So those are on the top of the valleys, on top of the mountains. So beneath those mountains, the livelihoods and the communities are living. Their houses are there, villages are there. Whenever they burst, that causes a heavy implication to the society and to the community as well.
These glaciers are lifeline for millions in Pakistan. That is why there have been urgent calls for preserving these icy giants.
At the tip of Africa, Cape Town was recently struck by heavy storms and extreme winds, leading to widespread flooding. Thousands of people were forced out of their homes and over 15,000 structures were destroyed. Gusty winds reaching nearly 100 kilometers per hour caused devastation in South Africa's primary tourist destination. The roofs of many houses were torn off, leaving the city's poorest residents homeless as their wooden and metal shacks were extremely vulnerable to intense winds and flooding. 3 major rivers overflowed, leading to the closure of major roads and schools. Some flood victims have been relocated, while others are still in shelters. The intensity of the wind and rain was shocking for Cape Townians.
There was like this lull in the air, almost like the calm before the storm. It went really quiet, and then all of a sudden it just felt like this. And then I looked up and there was no roof, so it was hectic.
So I just feel this strong wind. That wind was very strong. That wind was very strong, my brother, I'm telling you. I never saw something like that in my life. It's very, very strong. And they just take the roof and everything.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.